Attempt number 4 on the whole sink area on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience that is Rusty, the world famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, well, finally getting back to it. Took yesterday off and didn't get much done on Wednesday, so there wasn't much to show you, so that's why there wasn't a video recently. But, alright, attempt number 4 here in cutting the sink area. Now that I took into account I need the extra 2 inches on that side, just cut that board. So we're going to put that into place and see how that goes. I decided I'm going to slide the plastic stuff down a little bit so the seam will be closer to the middle of the sink area where you won't see much because most of that's cut out for the sink. So we're working on all that. Okay, so board is cut, and then I had to cut the plastic stuff, and I cut it so that the seam where it joins together is like right towards the middle of where the sink is going to be, as opposed to it was like right up here, which caused a problem with the hole last time. So hopefully number 4 has got it all done correctly. Let's hope, baby. All right, 4th time's a charm. Got the plastic to go all the way up to the edge on the inside there. Matches that wall really well on that side. The only thing that's not perfect is right along there. Tiniest of a gap. I'm not concerned about that at this point. Got it to go around the side like it should. Faucet fits in where it should, basically. So I think we got that good. Now we have this lip hanging over, so when we fold up, hopefully it'll lean against the chute. This will serve as support. This will be support for the other 2 boards, and that'll be the next step when we start working on. But I think I can officially say that that is all cut in place. Had to do a lot of trimming just to make it work just perfectly, but that was kind of like fitting a jigsaw puzzle together right there, getting all that to work around the chute and everything. But I think it looks really good. All right, so that seemed to work out. So now I've just got to try to figure out the whole area over the toilet. I've got a painted board that I had painted weeks ago, maybe even a couple of months ago down there. It's got to attach on this temporary wall here. Got to put that on first and see what the length is of that. Do some more measuring, then I'm going to see how I need to cut the boards that are going to go over the toilet area, which will become my extended countertop. For when I'm not using the toilet, I'll have this nice big countertop area. So I'm going to try to get all that measured out and see what we can do from there. All right, that's the little wall that has to jut around this part behind my seat, and it covers up a little panel that I have to have access to that I can't permanently put in the wall. So that wall kind of stuffs into a section next to a board I have in there. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I needed to extend it a little further, and that's why I have that board. And I'm just going to put those 2 little cleats on there to attach that board into place. Doesn't have to really hold any weight, it's just going to hold the countertop up. So I'm going to go put that together next. Okay, just got this very unique looking board put together. Like I say, it has to jut around this corner and then come out behind my seat. I wanted it to go further, so that's why I attached that board to it. But this side faces the toilet, so I didn't want that to have any things sticking on it that you wouldn't want to see. So, if I could turn it around here, it's a big board. So that's why I put these on the back side to hold these 2 boards together. Now I'll stuff it into place, show you where that goes. Sorry, I gotta turn those lights off, so you can see better how this is all gonna work. This is the panel right here that is on hinges up there and down there. It's behind my seat. Here's my seat. That does open. Opens with a little screw down there. But I've only had to access this thing once since I've owned the truck, and that was shortly after I bought it. But as soon as I put a board here, a wall here, that can't be moved easily, I'll have to get into that panel again. So that's why I've had to build this whole wall, kind of strangely. I had to build a little hop out on the bottom for that thing for the seat belt sticking out, and to hop over the wires for the inverter and everything. But I wanted it to extend, to about here. So I'll show you how it shoves in there. And this is why that board's in the wall right there, because it shoves right in there. All right, so there's that board, these boards put together in place now. This is going to hold up the right side of my whole folding countertop thing, which will extend, of course, over here to the sink area. And if I do it right, should be able to use that back board on the wall there as kind of a lip to hold it up. You can see that's the same height there. It'll come around and come across to create a resting point on this side. So that's the whole theory, at least. So now with that extension on there, you can see it comes out past the toilet. So it should give me a nice line going across to match up over here if I did everything right, which I hope I did. So you can see with the level on there, hitting the board on that side and then on this side, look at that. Right in the middle, baby. I actually did a pretty good job with that. Alright, so that's where the countertop's going to go. It's going to be in two separate boards because it's got to fold in the middle as it folds up against the wall or against the chute. So that'll be the next part. That may be kind of difficult to get all that figured out, but we'll start working on it. Alright, so I talked to John Hallgren, and if you followed my videos and see it in the comments, he a lot of times comments for me on things, which is kind of nice, and explains what's going on. He's been a big follower of my channel for a long time, especially since I've been doing the remodel, and has actually helped me from making some very big mistakes, and has given me some big help, like on the main beam back up here where it attaches over. Let me show you over there. Where is it? Yeah, to that one right. Well, yeah, I can't point at it. Well, there it is. Going up and down, he gave me the suggestion to cut through that so that goes through it and you won't even be able to see it on the other side. None of this you can see, but it made it structurally so much better. Anyway, I talked to him on the phone tonight, and he repairs all these cottages and so forth in Cape Cod every summer that he manages, and so he's always doing repairs on things. So he's been a big help, and talked to him on the phone a long time tonight to help me kind of figure out the whole countertop situation over the toilet area, and he even gave me some sketches. And what I had originally determined is I was going to have to do a scissored thing to fold up, because right up here behind me, the cabinet coming down and the bunk behind, I couldn't just make one board fold up because it would hit that stuff. So I had to do a hinged kind of V thing as it folded. But I got him on the phone and I was talking to him, and I said, look, I'm looking at this, maybe I don't need to have it go in the middle. Maybe it can be more to the right side. So we got talking, and he showed me some sketches. I took some photos, and we kind of came up with a whole new plan. So the majority of the countertop is going to be one board. It's just over that right side where it has to cover this stuff I just did, where that board is rising up that can't be permanently attached and has to have cleats to hold it in. We came up with a whole new plan to make that work. So about all I can do tonight, still before the end of the video, is I cut the main board to put it in place, and we'll see how that looks. Alright, if I can get far enough back. Alright, so look at how that works. Because I had that board on the back wall that was vinyl covered, and I've got this little section of board right here to hold this up, and in the back there where that juts around, that temporary wall, or not temporary, or it just can't be permanently fixed, it still has an edge right along with that board in the back wall. So we determined, let's do one board so I can take advantage of all these things to rest on. And so when it can rest on the back board back here, it can rest on that board coming out here before it juts out, and it can rest right here. Then look, this whole thing sits in place perfectly. Now, it's not coming as far out here, but I've got to have a little splash in the front, like this one here. I'm going to trim this one down so it'll fit right in there, because that's going to fold up, because this whole board is going to fold up like this so I can access the toilet area. Hello. Alright, and it'll lean back just a little bit like that against the chute. But now it clears everything. I just couldn't do one board that went all the way across to here. But now, by doing it this way, it's going to work, and I'll just put a hinge along here, like I will here, to cover this area with a cleat to hold this board in place while I'm going down the road. And I think this is all going to work very well. Now that board's going to be covered with the same black plastic countertop stuff that's around the sink, so it's all going to match, and it'll be one nice big countertop. So I'll have a huge countertop area, so that's where I can put my George Foreman when I'm cooking some hot dogs or grilled cheese or burgers or whatever, or just have a nice flat space to make a sandwich, whatever. Alright, just threw some of the plastic on there to give you a better reference. Obviously there won't be that gap over there, there won't be the gap in the back, but just to kind of give you a better reference of how that whole thing is going to look overall as a countertop. There will be a splash in the front and on the side and everything, and of course it'll hinge there. But just to give you a better overall view, I think it's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, I want a nice big flat space. I only had a tiny little one before, so I'll now have a nice big flat space to do all that kind of stuff on when I'm not using the toilet, which, you know, I'm not using it all the time, come on. And it'll fold up, we'll put the other hinge on the right side, so that's how all that's going to work. I think it's going to turn out really good. So that's where we're going to end the video tonight. I'll probably keep working, because I always say it takes me an hour to edit these things, then another hour to upload, and I'd like to go to bed sometime tonight. So we'll have some more updates tomorrow. And then the weather's supposed to be really good. Tomorrow's Saturday through Monday. It's supposed to be, well, for winter, in the mid-40s, low to mid-40s. So I'm going to work on the whole outer box. I'm going to put on the insulation, the outer wood skin, wrap it in the ice and water barrier, and try to start putting the diamond plate on to finish out the whole outside box. So that's what's going to happen all weekend long. So stay tuned as the Clutch Trucker update continues. Well, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I dragged Rusty out from the house even though he was comfy in the bedroom and everything, and just to put him in the opening and closing, you know. I know a lot of you tune in just for the dog, right, Rusty? You know, you have your big fans. So, oh, and I've been forgetting to mention, Junior sent me this giant box, 52-ounce box of begging strips for Rusty. He is set for like a year now, because a couple other people have sent stuff, and Rusty is in begging strips for a long time. But Junior, thanks again for sending that. Appreciate it. And thanks for tuning in tonight. Don't forget about Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter. Haven't put anything up there for a little while. I'll put some stuff up again soon. And as always, if that magic YouTube fairy dust, Clutch and Rusty, out. You're a toy! You're not a space ranger! That wasn't flying, that was falling with style! Alright, here's that strip. There it goes. Go get it. Oh, you got the sneaky way that time. You didn't have to jump to get it. Happy dog with his bacon strip bounty. Well, you gotta get something for helping out, right, Rusty? Did you get it all? Is that the last little bit? No, a little more. Alright. Think you got it, buddy. Think that's it. We need the happy dog look.